All right, welcome everybody to the July 8th Executive Committee meeting for the Libertarian Party of Maine. I call this meeting to order at 1918. First order of business will be something I'm adding into agendas moving forward is approval of tonight's agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Jim, and second by Sean. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, no amendments. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And that was at 1919, Ben. Second order of business, approve minutes from last meeting. If everyone's had a chance to go through and just make sure you've reviewed last month's minutes. Do I have a motion to approve minutes from last meeting? I guess that's me. Sure. Do I have a second?
Seconded.
Ryan? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No issues. Thank you very much. Next at 1919, Treasurer's Report. Mr. Irizarry. You're muted.
My bad. I'll start with PayPal because my Camden just lagged me out for inactivity. So in the PayPal account, we have a balance of $1,058.49. So one call out to make on the PayPal account is that it's starting to get linked to services. So for example, our Shopify account runs through PayPal. We receive payments into that account, and we also execute payments through that account. The way it's set up for Shopify is that if the balance in the PayPal account isn't enough, it'll draw from our Camden National account. But because we have a pretty healthy balance of $1,000, we should be able to keep it somewhat there. But just something to call out to everybody that we've seen the PayPal balance go up, up, up every month. It should start fluctuating a lot more in the next few reports. So just before anybody freaks out and wants to know why, that's why. Camden National Bank balances. So we have our primary account. That account has a balance of $525.20. And then we have the RFK fund account or secondary account, and that has a balance of $14,774.04.
So that second account is unchanged, and it looks like the primary account went up by $50 or so.
Yeah, I think I initiated a deposit and that to cover something because I didn't know if we had enough balance, but then we ended up charging it through the PayPal anyway, so I didn't need to get deposited.
So just a couple comments there. For those who didn't know, that $30 a month, and Jason and Dave, you guys know, that $30 a month service fee is going away.
Bye.
There's no need for it. If we ever do need to do ACHs or whatever, we'll deal with that another time. I don't see that happening anytime soon, though. I do have a question for the lot of you. And this is something I emailed when I was in the bank last. One thing they tried to do is they said, I see you use Stripe for your credit card services. Would you consider us? And I said, "Well, consider it. Well, we gotta know what it's going to be, the advantages and everything, and if it's going to cost us money or save us money or whatever else." I mean, how is Stripe set up with our bank accounts right now, or is it linked to anything online, or who set that up?
So Stripe does a automatic deposit at the end of every month into the primary checking. And the way Stripe works is when it processes a payment, it takes 2% of, if it's a credit card, it does a 2% fee. Everything else, if it's a bank, I believe, or a debit card, I believe they don't charge, I think it's like 25 cents per interaction or something like that. So there is money technically taken from us every time we do a transaction. I'm assuming Camden will also have a transaction fee. What all this would do is it would eliminate the middleman. Is that if we're going to be using Camden long term to make as our banking account, instead of having to worry about deposits coming in from the Stripe account, also probably make filing for our for the main commission a lot easier. Because sometimes what will happen is that I know you've been a part of this, Jim, is that the Stripe will get a Stripe deposit into the Camden account, but it won't list who it came from, what it came from, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would alleviate some of that. So like there's some pros and there's no real con. There are some pros, but it's just a matter of preference. I'm sure they don't want money out of it too. And it's probably going to be about the same as Stripe. So we won't be saving anything. It'll just be a convenience thing.
Right. And that's what I was thinking. It's a matter of how much, what their costs are versus Stripes. And even if it's identical, I see moving that, but not without us talking about it more. But we did talk about it, and I told them I'd kind of bounce the way. One of the things they did ask is if we use any equipment, like like POS systems and stuff, which is what we don't. Do we have anything?
That's actually a good point that you brought up. I wouldn't hate getting a Square chip of some sort so that when we're at tables or whatever, that we can accept card payments rather than having QRs and people getting on their phones and da 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 da. We could do card swipes.
What do we have set up right now? I mean, let's say someone wants to
Nothing.
bring a card to convention. We got nothing, huh? Okay.
Nothing.
I'll talk about that later, about the convention part. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Anything else from you, Jason?
That's it when it comes to money.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and put on your list to look into the logistics of whatever, some sort of POS mobile thing for us to kind of share?
I could tell you what it is already.
Okay, sure.
So it depends on which one you want to do. So Shopify offers one, PayPal offers one. The PayPal one, all you would have to do, you can buy the actual tap to pay mechanism or the actual kiosk at like a Walmart. Depending on what version you get, they're usually somewhere between like $35 for the simple little square one, up to like $150 for the ones that allow for like tap to pay and to sign receipts and to do tips and stuff like that, depending on what model you want. So that's what that is. There is a subscription service that PayPal charges you to use it. So that's $5 a month. That allows you to link it to that account. And then you'd still have the 2% credit card transaction fee for anything that's processed on it. Shopify has something similar, but the difference would be is that it deposits all the funds into your Shopify account, not into the PayPal account. So if we're going to go one way or the other, it'd probably better be off to go like Square because Square is owned by PayPal and we'll just be putting more money into that balance. But that's up to the XCOM to decide.
While we're here, what does everyone think about moving forward with something like that? Do we think that we kind of want to tough it out for the time being and see what our actual need assessment of it might be, or
Um, for live events, it's actually pretty decent. Square, I've used Square in the past, and for small scale use, that is fairly competitive as far as the charges are for in-person swipes.
you gonna say something, Joe?
Yeah, no, I just kind of think there's an assessment should be made as to whether we'd get best value out of it.
Right.
Maybe worth I'll shoot an email to Camden National. I know maybe they have some sort of partnership with Square or some other dealer that has something like that. Just a hunch. I have no idea if they do or not.
I wouldn't be surprised they do, because a lot of banks what they'll do is that they'll partner with Square directly, so that way instead of going to like when you buy a Square reader at like Walmart, it goes into PayPal. I think some of them now let you put it into Venmo because Venmo is also owned by PayPal. But I think if you get it through a bank, usually it'll let you deposit directly into your bank account.
All right. I will charge myself to let me check, make sure I got her card. Yeah, I do. To reach out to Camden National, see what they have. And I'll forward you guys the info.
I do believe also with Shopify, if you have the app on your phone, you can take payments via tap over your phone using the app.
Yeah. If you have NFC in your phone, you can do that, or they can do QR code through your phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same with Square.
If we'll get to this later, but Brian, if I'm assuming the store is going to be ready by Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you handle whatever that is as far as the app or whatever. And if someone wants to look at the store or get something Saturday, we can kind of be the guinea pig there.
Yep, I'll have it all set up.
Perfect. All right. Anything else on finances or treasurer's report for right now before we move on?
All good.
Okay. So I'm just going to go through this quickly. I won't be able to speak to any of this, but this is Joe's report. And that is Ben's away from computer right now, but he's got notes running, but I will just read these out. So completed DNS mode for LPME AI app for Jason, manual system update of multiple website plugins. Some of the plugins were used are unregistered. We are using the free versions, so those cannot auto update like the rest of the plugins. Website security logs reviewed and updated lockout rules for max lockouts for any attempted brute force logins or DDoS attacks. Increases in AI bot traffic are pounding the logins for the site. This issue, coupled with multiple zero-day vulnerabilities to WordPress that are being found exported by AI tools, are causing a massive uptick in junk traffic. Sure, he'll be able to speak better to this next month because he won't be at convention either. Worked in HubSpot, added a field to identify current/past other memberships for LPME. Reviewed the workflow for LPME membership field to determine how best to set up system to automatically update field when a membership is paid through in the system. Still have a disconnect between memberships done via PayPal and those done via HubSpot. I don't think that's going to be an issue moving forward, but that is probably an issue for our legacy members that became members before we had HubSpot in place. I would imagine. Still have a disconnect. Yeah, I already said that. Created the options for the tiered membership system, just waiting for final direction on prices and benefits. That's something that will get evolved as we continue to round out the store and the app, because those are kind of the only two deliverables that we have right now that we would tier and paywall. Cold junk leads generated from spam being sent to the sign up form. Every spam submission made through our contact form generates a lead in HubSpot CRM for that email address. He's investigating if he can find a way to only have those leads added if it's clear that they are the anti-spam filters have been running through the contact form. So it sounds like there's some kinks still going on with the CRM, but it seems to be pretty much ready to go for us. What just happened? Okay. Did you just do something? No. Sorry, my whole view just changed on the agenda. All right.
I'm sorry.
Moving on, because I can't answer any questions for anything Joe put in. So if you guys have questions, he'll be on vacation for the next 2 weeks, so he'll be out of pocket till mid-month. He leaves, I think, Thursday, which is tomorrow. But moving on to region reports. Jim, I know you kind of already spoke a little bit, but why don't you let the rest of us know what you've been doing this month?
Well, this month has really been my focus has been on convention and working with Sean and Brian to take care of the details here. I did send out just kind of a mini report. I'll just kind of give an overview here. To my knowledge, we sold 10 tickets. But I spoke personally with Ryan and Derek. They got to get theirs.
They did. They got 3 last night.
They got 3. Okay, that's not including the ones I saw. I didn't see that on the report. Okay, so let's call it 13. I also have been experimenting with whitepages.com on my own dime just to see what would happen if I looked up people in the Arbor area on our list of registrants and from what I see, it sold 2 tickets. So we'll,
Cool.
well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know unless you guys know who Jim Tracy is. I don't say I recognize
Yeah.
that name. You know Jim?
Jim
Okay.
Tracy.
Yeah, he
He's the
bought.
one that helped us with. He's the one that helped us with the registration drive.
Yep, he does the res drive.
Oh, that Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So he bought. All right. Yeah. I knew another guy named Jim Tracy, so it kind of threw me off. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So he bought it. That's funny. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, that also kind of goes to the theory that the reason he bought the tickets because he knows us. It's a hard sell to people who haven't got to know us personally yet, and it's kind of hard to get to know everybody when they're all so scattered. So, yeah, I don't know why I didn't make that link. In any event, so Brian will be meeting me at 9 a.m. in at my house. I'll be picking up food based on ticket sales, and loading up the truck and with the grill and heading out and getting set up and take it from there. What else can I say here? Yep.
Well, we've got time to talk about convention more specifically later, so I'll wait to ask questions about it till then.
All right, but that's basically where my time has gone specifically on that. Oh, and also talking with Derek about his struggles. I think I emailed you guys the list of which started today of what he has to do to go through to get on the ballot here. I put out a press release on it. I'm going to put out another one tonight so that he's going to be making a presentation on it at convention. So kind of pushes him and convention all in one fell swoop. That's really where my time has gone. I'll talk more about convention later.
All right. Brian.
Like Jim said, been working on the convention. I've been trying to get ads out on Facebook. Meta and I have an awful relationship. Been working on the store, which will be up and ready by this weekend. It's pretty much done now, just a couple things to work on. I've been working on some different merchandise suppliers or whatnot. I'll have some samples I'll bring to the convention. Other than that, if anyone has seen within the Discord, I've decided to challenge a local city ordinance. Um, I'm not going to say a whole lot on it because it could go the legal route. There are attorneys involved at this point. So hopefully within a week or so, I'll have some updates on whether or not we can get a First Amendment right violation taken care of here in Calais.
And on that, while you're dealing with that, let's think of ways that we can message from the party platform on the same topic, because I think that what's going on in Calais can be applied to many communities and the state/country writ large. So let's just keep that in mind as well as we.
Yeah, I think that if a lot of people start looking through their local ordinances, they'll be shocked at what they actually find. Just unconstitutional, just ordinances that cannot be actually applied by law. So that's about all I got.
Perfect. All right, Mr. Levasseur.
And also working with convention, mostly on the printed material side, printing off the proposed platform, and once we solidify the agenda for have that as part of the package as well.
Okay. I mean, as far as agenda goes, I mean, work with Jim obviously on that. We're not going to really have much of one, you know what I mean? You guys still hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you froze. Your face froze up, but yeah, we hear you.
I just updated Zoom today, and it's still freezing my camera. I don't, and this is a brand new camera. I don't understand.
You would have loved the picture, wide open mouth. It was awesome.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm glad no one. So you can hit the YouTube up for that screen grab. You want to assign it to
thumbnail it.
Photo. Yeah,
I wasn't fast enough.
Yeah. Well, again, it's going to be on YouTube tomorrow. So anyway,
All right.
Chat, clip that.
right. Yeah, right. Mr. Weeks.
All right. So, for my part, I've been really pushing, trying to get people to commit to attending the convention in my travels and interactions with folks. I looked into the Tom Woods cruise, and it's a New England kind of oriented trip this year. I guess it's something he does every year. It's embarking from Boston and makes a stop in Portland, and I'd like to try and figure out a way to maybe coordinate maybe a short meet and greet or something. They're only in Portland for something like 4 hours, but that'd be cool to be able to snag Tom Woods for something in the way of a lunch for libertarians, or and Scott Horton's supposed to be on the speaker list, so he might be in town as well. Yeah, I have to get more feelers out on that front.
So on that specifically with Scott, I can give you his assistant's contact info, and her and I talk somewhat often.
Okay.
She was sitting right in front of us. Do you remember from
Oh yes, yeah, I remembered. Yeah, I had
curly hair, Rebecca
convention. Mm-hmm.
or Rachel? Sorry, Rachel. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I can get you her
Yeah.
contact.
Great. Yeah. Aside from that, sat in on some of the marketing committee meetings and trying to, contribute there as well. Get some more product ideas shared at least, and really pushing that would be, I think, a good thing to maybe consider for memberships tiers going forward, maybe like store discounts, etc., and that type of thing. But that's probably a discussion for a different committee later on. But that's about it from me.
All right. Cool. Thank you. I also want to add that everyone that just reported, all of you were on the platform committee and none of you mentioned it. So I want to thank you publicly for your hard work with that. It took us about six hours ish. I think. Yeah, that's right. It took us about 6 hours to go through it, and I'm proud of what we have to present to the body. And I'm very happy to have an actual official party platform from LPME. Hopefully we will ratify it this Saturday. Moving on, 1941 marketing committee reports. Brian's kind of already touched on some of this. I can kind of take some of this. We did approve, basically a bunch of us had come up with design ideas of different products. As far as I know, we're going to just approve them all for the time being. Brian's going to kind of clean up all of the products as far as like form fit goes.
If you want me to share, I have the store open as it is right now.
Perfect time to do that. Let me give you privs. There you go.
So this is what I have for our storefront as of right now. I haven't got everything uploaded yet. I had to make some adjustments to the prices we talked about, just to make sure if we run discounts, we're not eating any of the cost.
So you increased costs?
I think on the sweatshirts by $5 and on the plate covers a couple dollars.
Okay. Cool.
But we've got some more items to add, but
I would imagine when we do the discount though, it'll be off the top, not per item. Right.
And we can,
I guess it kind of comes out in the wash, but
we can kind of do it however we want. If we just want to offer discounts on specific items, we can do that as well. So
additionally, if any of you have ideas for that aren't in the committee, you can I believe all of us have privs. Let me just double check to the marketing committee channel. You can just hit that up with any ideas that you guys might have or kicking around or whatnot. Yes, we all do have priv to that channel. So if you come up with something, you want to type in a blurb or I don't know, have some fun with some AI and make us a meme shirt for some reason. I think going into this election season, there'll be some rife opportunity with that. All right, cool. Moving on at 1944. This is more just to put the bug in the ear of everyone again. We need a legislative committee. I know Jason, you and I have kind of discussed a little bit about the AI maybe supplementing some of that effort. I've yet to get you my notes on the tool. That is one of my things as far as the policy bot or policy GPT works, is that specifically is only like built for if you have a specific LD number, not, there was a bill regarding this topic. What was it about and what did it say?
Okay.
Just, I mean, small potatoes right now, obviously, but going into this legislative session, I want to have something in play that we can kind of utilize all of us and force multiply off of.
So just quickly, I think the reason why I coded it that way was the concern would be that someone could use up all their queries just trying to figure out what the bill is. So like if they don't describe it well enough and it tells them, oh, this bill in Rhode Island, and they live in Maine, they're like, no, it happened in Maine. They're like, oh, this bill? And it's like, no, not that one. Maybe this one. Oh, this one. And next thing you know, they go through 4 or 5 queries. And if, depending on what their tier level is, they can use up half their usage on trying to figure out what the bill is. When they can just like Google it separately, and once they have the bill number, they can just put it into the GPT. I mean, into the AI engine.
Maybe we put something in there I know we're getting dog-legged a little bit here, but maybe we put something in there that if query is something like this, give automated response of Google it, dummy, or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'll work on something for it.
Cool. All right, moving into old business, just retouching on things. Day of service and regional meetups at 1946. I'm still just encouraging everyone to try to put something in the works at least once a quarter if you can. In your area, we've got the registrant roles that you could do mailers to. We have our MailChimp. I think I haven't looked at the per county email distros yet. It's something that's been on my list that I've been putting off because it's arduous work. I don't know if we have the MailChimp distros set up per county yet, but if we do, you can utilize that. You can also use your county pages on Facebook. You should all be posting on those as regularly as you can to try and get engagement up on everything. And then furthermore, anyone that engages, especially on the county page side, I mean, we get a lot of dross and spam and whatnot on the state page, but on the county pages, there's a lot less of that. If anyone comments or likes or whatnot, take a minute and direct message them. Hey, saw that you liked our post. I'm so and so. Try to start formulating those relationships and getting a small group together so that we can get more of our counties like actually chaired and spun up and have a small handful of people active, willing to do things. We already talked about Tom Wood's cruise up above. Joe, it looks like they're there for 6 hours. So
yeah, I couldn't remember the allotted time off the top of my head, but yeah, that's decent.
More to come on that. anyone put any feelers out as far as the V for Vendetta / screening thing? I mean, I don't know if we're gonna keep going down this route. I don't think it's a idea bad enough to abandon yet, but we do gotta start planning and thinking about this more. Did anyone get a chance to?
Up to
No? Okay.
No,
Just
not
keep
as yet.
keep that in mind. And last thing we've got here is the rifle raffle. Again, we're targeting 400 tickets. Brian, I think I asked you, were you able to find the QR code that has the rifle build that details and or ticket?
I
Do you
have
have
I believe I have the ticketing one. I do not have the rifle build, I don't believe.
Jason,
I'll
can
try
you
to
speak
find
to
it.
that? He's here. He might not. He might have gone away from computer. Someone remind me to ask him when we'll move
I'm back
on.
now. What happened?
Okay. Um, do the rifle build details, is that squared away, and is that anywhere where we can access it as far as the QR or?
Good question. I don't know. But if it's not up, work on that tonight or tomorrow, I mean.
Thank you. Are you able to, well, I'm wondering, like, we had discussed about having that as a sublink somewhere on our website, or is this something better off to just be, we got to be careful on Facebook. We
So
can advertise it on Facebook, but we just need to like obfuscate anything that says gun or rifle or whatever.
what I would do, if I'm gonna do some clever marketing, is hint at it and then direct people to the app.
Okay. Um,
So like, hey, we are like as part of our raffle, we're doing something that blah 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 and involves freedom seeds. For more details, please visit our app and we can have the build list and pictures and everything there because we control the app.
awesome. I love that. Right now the app is going to be open for everything for everyone at any level. Yes.
Technically, yes. Right now, someone knew the URL, they could go to it right now and sign up.
Okay. Just because we're talking about it, I know we're gonna talk about it later. Actually, I'll wait. Okay, virtual meetup. This is currently scheduled for 7:25. I believe I paused the MailChimp email because I realized yesterday I'm not able to attend the virtual meetup. If
Douchebag.
if others are, and are willing to, someone's willing to run it, then we can keep it and I can put the MailChimp campaign back up. Or at this point, we can change it to the next week on the Saturday. And the only thing that I would need to change would just be the details on the Facebook page. So thoughts on that?
I wonder if a Saturday during the summer would be a wise move. During the winter time, people are inside anyway. I could think that might be better. I'm having second thoughts about doing it on a Saturday night as opposed to a weeknight. I just want to see other thoughts on that.
That's a fair point.
I agree with that.
All right. So anyone else have thoughts on that?
Well, what about Monday Night Liberty? Maybe anybody else got anything going on? I know some of us have meetings there.
I mean the party doesn't have meetings. The only party meeting we have on a Monday is the county development on the first Monday of every month. So if we wanted to move from the 25th to the 27th, I could make it and we could then not have it on a weekend night.
Yeah,
that works for me.
we're all test driving certain things here.
Yep.
But yeah, I would prefer to do it on the 27th.
Okay. We will do that. Ben, keep in mind at the end of this that when we get to the end, if you can comb through, after the meeting's concluded, if you can comb through any task items and put them at the very end where we have those task assignments and get them assigned to people so we get email notifications and whatnot.
Can do.
Thank you, sir. All right. Moving on. I like that Monday Night Liberty. There's a football theme there.
Right.
Anyway. All right. Here we are at the convention. So 1953. I just had printed materials to come from Sean. Team to assist in generating party platform for each attendant. I would go, I don't know, maybe half a dozen strong from what we actually have for ticket sales. Or maybe, yeah. Rifle raffle QR details we just talked about. Also, Brian, I shared, I think, to the marketing committee the QR code for join the Discord. I'm ready to start letting that out for the wild, and because right now anyone coming into the Discord is only going to see the lobby right off the bat. And once we can kind of vet them and they actually introduce themselves and whatnot, we can get them segregated into the correct roles. Jim,
Can you repeat
Brian,
that again?
what's that?
Can you repeat that again? What
Which
is this in
part?
regards to? Like the using the lobby and so on and so forth?
So the Discord, I want to have at convention a QR available somewhere, whether it be we print a QR on like 4 of them on an 8.5 by 11 and we cut them in fourths and we have them as a handout with the party platform, or if we inject the QR code to the party platform, might be a better idea. Sean, are you able to manage that?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm assuming you haven't printed anything yet, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So is the
So keep in
goal
mind then for what's that? Sorry, Jason.
is the goal to get people added to Discord?
People that are coming to our convention, yes.
So question,
Yeah.
and like this is more just a like change of view. If we're going to have an application that we manage, it makes Discord redundant for people outside of the XCOM. So like if you're trying to have like a lobby where people can just discuss, that's what the app is for. If people want to go ahead and shit post each other, that's what the app is for. And if anything, gives us more flexibility because now we're capturing metadata. But like if we're constantly pushing people to Discord, then there's no point in having the app.
That's fair. Is the app, I mean, I guess more of us need to get onto the beta test of the app. Right now, I think it's just me, you, and
Great.
Jay and Joe.
I
Because
agree.
I've been chatting a little bit, but I haven't really had a chance because there's not a lot of involvement or engagement in that to do any of the things that you do on Discord as
Yeah.
far
So
as
like stuff,
adding people or reactions or whatever the hell it might be, posting video links, or I don't know what the limitations of it are. Because
there
I
are none. It's just a matter of coding it. So like it can't be done until we know what needs to be done. Because like as you add more and more layers, you make the thing more complex, which means there's more chances of it breaking. So
yeah.
like if it's a feature this is why like Facebook doesn't roll out in feature until they know that half the user base is going to use it. Because like it's not worth going through the exercise and potentially destroying half of your code for something that 5% of the people are asking for. So like we can't do that alpha beta testing until we have user base using it. And if we're directing people to Discord, we're actively like cutting the legs off the user base we need to go ahead and do these things.
Okay, that's fair. I would say scratch the Discord idea for the time being. We can use that for leadership specifically.
Mhm.
XCOM, JCOM, county chairs. We'll use Discord for that. We'll direct anyone else to the app. So Jason, if you can get Sean joining instructions and whatever links are needed, Sean can put that into the package for convention.
Going for if you want to create a QR code, the URL is app. Well, Jesus, this is recorded. If not, no one's gonna watch it. the QR code.
Let's not, hold on. Let's not divulge anything
All
here.
right.
Yeah.
I will, once we get off the recording, I'll give you the URL. You can just, if the URL is active, so you can just put it into like a QR code generator.
Just
I'll
Discord
put the,
chat them.
yeah, and I'll put together like a walkthrough for it. But to be honest, like it's at a place now that like you, if you can't figure out how to like sign up for it, you're probably gonna need another person with you, with or without instructions, but I'll still put something together.
Okay. Sorry guys, I kind of got hijacked. So Brian and Jim, anything else about convention prep or whatnot? Oh, one thing that was asked of us, and you can direct this to her specifically, but Gina asked about what you're gonna be getting for food items. You can direct that directly to her if you want. Apparently, she's got a bit of a either discerning palate or I don't know.
Okay, thanks. I'll reach out to Gina. I was going to kind of
She
cover that part of
she
it.
did put it. Where did she put it? I think she put it in the marketing committee. Yeah, she did. I'll forward that to convention planning, and
Right.
you can post there. Um,
All right, thanks for that. I'll reach out to Gina.
yeah, and I'll even tag you in that forward, so you'll get a notification on it. All right. Back to the agenda. Moving on at 1959. I'd asked Sean and Jim to make some reach outs. I'm just following up on those. It's fine if we haven't touched base yet. I know that we've all been busy with platform and convention this month. But the three that I had were the state chair of the Young Americans for Liberty at UMO, the professor at Colby, whom I've provided contacts to, and the retired Army major, who I also, Sean, we were looped into an email about that on the 23rd of last month. So if you guys could just follow up on all three of those, that would be great. Next, weekly legislative and active outreach. Has anyone started to do this yet? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Not activists. I've been outreaching in other methods, but I can't say I've been looking for activists.
Well, also legislators too. A lot of these people are running for reelection. It's a prime time to not necessarily put a face to the name, but get your name in their inbox at least. Just keep that in mind. We kind of already talked about proactive social media outreach. Marketing committee is going to start moving in this direction now that the store's up. So if anyone wants to be added to that committee with the idea of specifically social media, please let me know and I'll get you added to the appropriate distros and roles in the Discord and whatnot. Any comments on that? Hearing none.
Add me, number one, add me to that. And secondly,
Mhm.
this is now once with conventions done, I want to focus. I probably want to meet more on the outreach and get to the stuff I haven't had time to get to yet, including Jason's work that I haven't gotten to either.
Okay. Perfect. Jim and Brian, about training sessions. All I want to do here is schedule a date for us to do these. Whether or not you guys want to do it together, or if you want to, and we can do this in like November if you want. That's totally fine. If you want to hit it together, or if you think that the two of your trainings were different enough that you'd want to do something individually.
I was thinking about scheduling something after our convention's done. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the convention's over with, we can get together and kind of compare notes and slides and whatnot. And uh, I think maybe if we can plan something at least a month or so prior to election, so we can,
As far as doing the
Uh,
training,
yeah,
Well, I
So
was
you
thinking
want
more along the lines of compare. Well, first thing we got to do is compare notes of what we learned at convention,
well, right.
and then we
Yes.
can take that. So I'm thinking sooner rather than later. I actually have a little time, not the 15th. That's my birthday. I got time next week actually.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we can, like I said, once convention's out of the way, we can get right to work on it. So,
Okay,
Perfect. So, rough target of conducting the trainings would be in September
right.
or October rather. Is that what I'm hearing? Like early October?
Yeah. How do you feel about Brian a tentative first date, so to speak? The 21st,
sure.
Tuesday. Okay.
Yes.
Hopefully the house will be ready by then.
For September or October?
No, July, just our
Oh,
first
oh,
meeting, so we can, yeah, just to get this whole thing started, so we can compare notes.
Target for the training.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the training goes, we can plan it for then. We
Yeah.
might be ready before then. So,
Cool. Sweet. Next item I had is more something for Joe than anyone else. I've
That's
already.
actually for me.
Is it for you?
Yeah, me and
Okay.
Joe talked about it already, kind of.
Perfect. So, um, just to kind of reiterate to the rest of the group, I would like to start linking our minutes with our YouTube posted video of this recording socially. Whether or not we do an action, I don't think we need to do a social media post with that, but something through either through the website or however that's going to work, that has all that stuff out in the open, available for anyone to read. Um, Keeping in mind, we want them to read it, not be able to edit it. So obviously, we're not going to be sharing the Google Doc here. It'll be saved out as a PDF or something like that.
So one thing to pull out on this, and this actually leads back to what we were just talking about. The actual minutes, like the document, makes sense to put onto the website. Anything that, like for example, the YouTube channel recordings, sharing any like links to the Zoom meeting, and even publicizing a join invite, that should also be done through the app. Idea being that we can add a live tab, which will link with our YouTube account because we already have the API for YouTube built into the app. So if we go live on YouTube, we go live on the app. And also, like we already have the podcast section set up, which is through YouTube in the app. It's just adding one more tab to do all the videos through there. That way, we can monitor and edit, block any negative interactions taking place. We have a little bit more control over that, and plus, we get the metadata. I think it also give it a chance. This would stimulate the community section where people can discuss. There can be a new section that's just about XCOM videos where people can discuss and so on and so forth. And that'll give us some good insight into that. But like anything that is like shareable should probably be shared through the app, with it being secondarily shared on socials, going, hey, go to the app to get access to A, B, C, and D.
Can you say that differently when you say shared through the app? What do you mean?
So like videos outside of like, so we have a YouTube channel, so obviously they're gonna be posted there.
Right.
So if we're gonna post it to anywhere secondary off of YouTube, it should be in the app. If we're gonna have something alive going on, like that's gonna be like being publicized like in live time, it should also be on the app. The Zoom recordings should get put onto the app. All these things should get put onto the app. So that way, one, we have basically a walled garden to keep it behind, so we can monitor and so on and so forth and make sure like nothing ridiculous happens. But it also pushes more people to the app along with the homepage, which has the store where people can do purchasing, which also the chat area. So it integrates all these things into one location instead of it being in 8 different locations and you have to trickle your way through one to the other, to the other, to the other, into the app. Just put it all in one spot.
Okay.
And we already have the already built for it. It's just adding a few more lines of code and some tabs and stuff. But like all the APIs and stuff that we would need, that part's already done.
Okay. Would you be willing to join the marketing committee?
God, maybe.
only from like a technical, like you wouldn't have to
Oh,
come to
sure.
every meeting,
Yes,
but like every
that's
once
fine.
in a while, like because like I feel like some of it is, um, I feel like I'm not quite understanding everything you're saying right now, and I'm probably not the only one.
So this, I'll try to, I'll just make it, try to give you like a 10,000 foot. Anything that is going to be distributed should be distributed via the app first and foremost, and then any distribution via social media should be linking back to that same exact app. So we have one messaging channel from which to message through. The app technically is part of the website. That's what our URL goes through. So like
Okay.
whether they're on the website or on the app, they're technically in the same system with the same CRM, with the same everything, same analytics, same diagnostic tools, it's all linked together. So like if we have a choice to capture data and to capture people's attentions, it should be primarily via the things that we have control of and we have ownership of. If tomorrow, for some reason, the XCOM loses its mind and goes, we're nuking the LPME app on Facebook page, we've just lost all that data. So if we can capture it ourselves and we have the ability to capture it ourselves, that's what we should be doing. Does that simplify it?
I think so, yeah. All right, cool. Um, Moving on, if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Vice Chair, if you could take over Ben's duties while he's indisposed.
Yep.
Starting new business at 2009. First thing here, you all received an email from me that had a rough draft of a resolution that was recently adopted by the LNC. I believe unanimously. There might have been one dissenting vote or one abstention. And it has to do with one of our favorite recent topics is the surveillance state that is being built up all around us. So all I want to do here is come up with a small committee of people to do very similar work to what we did with the platform and basically take the text of that resolution and make it Maine specific. And then we would just probably do an email motion to pass that and it'll go where it needs to from there. So with that, I am going to first ask for volunteers and then I will forgive me, I'm doing something here that Jim is not
Oh,
versed in.
sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I got deep in thought on a question here on that, but go ahead.
All right. So I'm motioning for the formulation of an ad hoc committee for the purposes of a resolution against the infringement of our Fourth Amendment rights. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Jim, you can type that out if you're
Yep,
able.
absolutely. Yeah, I am able. I'm just all right. So motion time. I do have a question I got caught up in here. So motion by PC. Sorry, by
So I'm not laughing at anything you guys are doing.
I was gonna I was gonna
I'll
say
tell you guys what it is in a second when it gets to my
would you
part.
like to share with the rest of the class, Mr. Jason?
I will when it gets to my section towards the end. It's kind of funny.
So we have a motion, we have a second, just for the sake of discussion. This is really for my own personal uh curiosity here. So I was discussing these cameras with a gentleman I wish you guys should all meet here. Is a guy named Alan Esposito. He's a libertarian who was a former town councilor here in Hamden. Um, he he and I were discussing this recently on Facebook, and I asked him, where do you know any of these cameras? He was speaking out against them. And he said, yeah, there's two at this location, two in that location. I'm like, well, wait a minute, those are on private property. Do you folks know of any? I know of a couple sets of cameras that are on like McDonald's private property because I've worked on them. I've been dispatched there to, add fuel to them or whatever. But all of these ones we're talking about are ones owned by the government. Am I right, or is there some sort of
Um, So what
Yeah.
we would be, what the resolution would be against would be, yes, the ones that are on public property, of which there are many.
Okay.
If you go to DFlock, I think it's DFlock me
Right.
or dflock.me, and that's not Maine specific. There's a whole website that's literally thousands and thousands of people that are tracking and pinging these things. And there's a whole map, and there's
Okay.
quite a few in Maine.
Okay. That's what I wanted to be clear about here. When someone said, "Hey, we should get rid of these two," I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. McDonald's owns those. We can't do anything about that, or nor should we. That's their property. They can monitor all they want, unless anybody has an objection to it. I can't imagine they do. But okay, that's my question.
Do I have volunteers for this committee before we vote on it?
I'd volunteer.
All right.
Any others?
I'd volunteer.
And me, Sean. as well.
Oh,
You guys have enough, otherwise I would,
could-
but I think that's enough.
I can do this now. I can do this now, Dane.
okay.
Got enough. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, with a second, we're in discussion. Oh, sorry. I'll stop.
No, that's me, or was me. All right.
This needs to be
Well,
heading.
we'll fix that later.
I got it.
All right.
So there's no discussion. Wait, what happened? Okay, I'll have to have Ben fix that.
Okay.
No discussion. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. Formulation of the ad hoc committee passes. Sweet. Thank you. God damn it. All right, I'll have Ben fix that. All right. Registrant list. Sean, you had raised a concern on the Discord. I think you might have even sent an email. Can you speak more to that correspondence?
If I remember what the heck it was, I'll be honest, it's like
I don't remember. I think it might have been about a week ago. You were looking at something about what our registrant count currently
that.
is and the
Yes.
active and inactive and what that means and da 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 da.
Yes, okay, yeah, whether, yeah, the inactive portion of what I, yeah, I believe I sent off an email to the office, and I haven't followed up with them to,
Okay, I'm not looking to put you on the spot here. I was just
no,
circling back.
I remember what we're talking about, so it's like,
Okay.
yeah, that, okay. What's device?
So is this something that you can have for us next month? If you
Yes.
dig in a little bit more? Okay. We'll just move that on. I'm not anything that you're overly concerned about with this.
Again, we're still trending upwards, but I don't know what assuming that this is a purging of inactive voters, it might be something to be concerned about down the road, but it's good to know up front.
Right. Okay.
If this is like an annual amount of attrition that's expected, that could be problematic. If this is attrition from a long period of time, okay, not so much.
Right. Okay.
Or it could be they don't consider it actual attrition, and the larger numbers carry through no matter what.
Right. As far as CRM launch and readiness, we're gonna table that because Joe's not here. Unless Jason, you can speak to it at all.
No, maybe I'm gonna let him talk on that because there's some stuff he needs to go over.
Okay. So we'll table that for the time being. All right. Next, I want to, and this isn't really something we got to start thinking about now, but we won't really have to act on for a couple months. Is have some sort of, so the discussion had come up multiple times, and obviously we know what's going on with LPNH currently in the news right now. So rather than get ourselves in that mire, I want to come up with something very similar to what the Gun Owners of Maine does and rate legislators that are up for re-election specifically for the purposes of what their, liberty rating might be. So this is kind of just an idea at the moment. And
We already have this, by the way.
we do. Okay, perfect. So it should be fairly easy to implement then, yes?
Yeah, so yes. Well, the only difference is going to be, so what I would, just to give you guys a heads up, for you guys who haven't used the app, you won't know what I'm talking about, so too bad. Use the app. But anyway, one of the quizzes is the political quiz that's in the app. So it's been changed by Dane's recommendation. So now it has about 150 question pool of questions that are sub-organized. And then it randomly picks from all those questions, and that's how the political quiz works. And what it does is it rates your answers and drops you into 24 different political ideologies and gives you a score for each one of those ideologies. And then takes your top 5, presents it, and then your top 1 is what it characterizes you as. So with the new engine, so the way this works is that it basically takes any candidate and it basically puts them through that quiz. So it pulls all available data and says, hey, this comment, this policy, this whatever, does it align with or does it answer the question from the quiz, one of these questions? And if it does, it ties it all together and basically gives you a quiz result with the top 5. So you would, for example, I did it already, if you put AOC in there, as you can imagine, the top 5 are like socialist, democratic socialist, communist, and like 3 other ones. So like it would be the same thing. The thing that would be different, the only thing that we would have to do on top of it is one, agree on the score. And then if we like it, we could feed that score right into the engine and we can create like infographics with a picture of AOC and this is what her score is. These are the top 5 things it produced. This is why we're for them. This is why we're against them. This is what we think. And it could literally, like any candidate could be put through it and we'd have something to generate in like 5 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah, because what my vision would be is for us to be able to release something to go out to our email list and post on socials and that will have everyone in Maine that's running for re-election and have an actual liberty rating from us that we are all on board with that we can just release. And that'll be, something that our registrants or people that follow our page can quickly look at based on their district or whatever it might be and be like, oh, actually that person's probably better than this person, even though they're a Democrat or whatever it might be, whatever the situation might be.
Yeah.
You want to do
well,
this for all, I'm sorry, you want to do this for all legislative races, Maine legislative races?
Yes. That's
All right.
that's my idea and my intent. I figure if GOM does this, there's no reason why we can't. I mean, granted, they probably have a bit more activists than we do, but
So we're probably going to be doing this just based on this perception of this person we don't know so well. Is that a fair
well,
statement?
my guess is
No.
it would scrape their legislative history. Yeah.
It would scrap. So if they have an actual like charter or policy on their own website, it would scrape that. It would do a query search on anytime they've been mentioned in the New York Times or wherever else or what they said. It
And
would go
also
through
how they
their social
vote
media,
on things, right?
how they vote on things if they're a member of a House committee or anything like that. And it would take all of those things together and then run it through the quiz filter and go, do these actions correlate with one of the questions in the quiz? And if it does, it'll use that scoring system and generate the output. So again, it's all built. It's just telling it what to look at.
So just real quick, I know we're kind of getting in the weeds a little bit, but you said that the query pool of questions is only 150 deep.
It's 150 deep right now. We can add as many. You don't want to. So that this is like the law in social economics. Anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. The point is, once you get to a certain number of questions, all you're doing is basically attacking the same ethos but from a different angle. So you
Okay.
can do that if you want to. Like usually when they do that and you have like a subsample of like 800 questions, it's because you don't trust the person giving you the answer. So you're asking the same question from 6 different angles to see if there's congruency in their answers. But we could do that if we wanted to. But right now it's at 150 because that's a good base level to be able to cover economics, social policy, like all the foreign policy. It gives you enough where you get 10, 15 questions from each of these subgenres. And the questions are high enough level that it can make general assumptions on the more nuanced questions.
Would a way to make that better to make the quiz instead of 30 questions, 50 questions and keep the pool the same size?
You could. It's just a matter of like how much interaction you'll get. Because there is like this thing where when people get so many questions, they just stop taking the quiz.
Yeah.
So like we don't
Yeah,
want it. I
50
mean,
questions is a bit much.
Well,
Yeah.
the political XY, the
political ones we
XYZ,
can.
the political grid is 100.
Yeah, so for this one, for these different like for people running for office, I think maybe we just haven't asked all 150 questions. I think that's how it's going to be set up. It's not going to be taking a poll size. It's going to ask every one of them and go,
And that'll be
anything
something
this
that
person said, answer any of these questions.
that'll be something that's done on the back end anyway when we generate this list,
Correct.
right? Okay.
Correct. And the reason why I would like to do it this way is I can add this now into one of the three AI tools that we have that's included for all members. This could be a fourth one. And the thing we would do is that as we put these things out, have a QR code right to the app at the bottom and going, hey, did this information help you? Well, we have a tool that does this for you. Please visit us at the LPME app. And that way we can pull traffic to it too.
Cool. All right. Moving on at 2025. Brian, I know you already touched on this. Is there any other further details about the store launch that we should all be apprised of?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it'll be ready to go this weekend, so I think I've got pretty much everything covered.
Perfect. All right. And we already kind of touched on this too. Jason, anything else further on the AI tool? Well, are you ready to launch or at least soft launch Saturday?
So we can soft launch. I will say this, we did not get enough interaction to be able to work out every bug because it's only been like 2 or 3 people using it. As we get more volume, there's things that are going to pop up and things that have to get fixed, but it's at a place where it could be soft launched. We'll just have to let people know when we launch, like, hey, this is a beta. We'll say that's a beta program and that we're finalizing it. And then we'll say that we're releasing a 1.0 whenever we feel like it. Doesn't really matter. Only thing is, if you guys have not used it yet, please do. Not to like seem overlordy. We have, and I know that Dane's seen this, and Joe Weeks is one of the admins for the app, so he has access to this. We track engagement and usage and all that kind of stuff, so we know what's being used and what isn't, and who's using it and who isn't. So if you haven't used it, please do. There might be something Dane missed or I missed. Dane's already sent me like 18 things, and I had to fix most of them.
I still have a whole list too that I haven't given you.
It's a pain in my ass. But anyway, the point is that the more of these
It's the
I
whole
have, the more I
point.
can fix it, the better product I can make. That being said, the one positive thing that has come out of this, even though this is just a base level. So when we first started some of the AI tools, I left the way that the AI engine can respond very general. So we're getting these really big, long soliloquy answers. We've refined it down so that way it's a little bit more refined. It's a little bit more to the point. It uses like bullet points, try to organize things well, so on and so forth. The reason I bring that up is that in the time during the beta launch, we have pinged the Google API 28 times. So that's the quizzes, that's using any of the AI tools that has the Gemini API. It's pinged it 28 times. As a reminder, we put $20 in funding to get the API up and running. So of that $28, those 28 queries cost us 15 cents. And that's including the longer queries from the beginning of the app launch with that. So the cost per query has actually gone down. So that 15 cents is slightly inflated. The actual true cost is probably around 10 cents. The reason I bring that up is with $20 of input, that's about 4,000 queries. So if we put $20 into this thing a month, that means that's 4,000 times someone can ping that API before it costs us more money. So the ROI on that seems to be decent in terms of, like, if we ever get 4,000 people pinging this thing, I'm hoping they're buying merch and a bunch of other stuff too, which is going to easily pay the $20 that it's costing us to run it. But that's the actual right now. That's the actual cost. Like I told the group before, this is my donation to the party. So I will still, I'm still going to drop the paperwork. So I will still own the actual code, but I will gift the usage to the party until, God forbid, anything ever happens. So I'll have a clause in there, and I'll write in, and I'll go over it with the XCOM what the clauses are for where it can get pulled back. It'd be things like if you're violating some kind of state statute, so that way, like I don't get pinged for it, stuff like that. But anyway, long story short is that for the most part, the app it belongs to the party once it gets launched. So,
Sweet. Thank you for that. And with that, I will motion to adjourn. Unless
yeah, because
anyone
I want
else.
to go over a few things.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. We are adjourned.